Hey guys, I don't think I did a real good job in explaining how to put the brake shoes back together on the emergency brake for 2006 Ford Escape. So I thought I'd try one more time. Plus, I got a magical tool here, okay? So last time I had a lot of trouble getting the springs on. I was able to do it without any special tools, but I picked up this guy here, okay? And that's called brake spring pliers. And I haven't used it to put it on, but so far it was pretty helpful in taking the springs off. So I'm going to try that and see if it makes it easier. So the idea here is it's got a hook on one end and kind of just a regular kind of plier on the other end. So the idea is you like hook the spring, grab it on the end, and then you can pull it into place, okay? So I'm going to try that today. I was able to get the other side on without that tool. What I had to do was, first I didn't put the bottom springs in. This is the old hardware here. I put the top spring in, like this, okay? And then on the car, I got this top side in, and then I kind of like pulled and stretched and kind of pried over to get this top side in, okay, on the car. I'll show you what I mean when I get on the car. And then I was able to get that on, and that was no problem. I put in one pin, and then I was able to get the bottom adjuster and the bottom spring in. Okay, so that's how I did it last time. But this time, hopefully, I'm going to show you easier with the tool. Okay, so your new hardware kit is right here. It looks like this. So this one with the short spring is your top spring. Okay, it goes there. This one with the long spring here is your bottom spring. It goes there. And then these two pieces are for your adjuster. Okay, actually three pieces. Okay, when it's done, it's going to look like this. So basically, you take, how does this go now? This guy. I'm trying, it's tough to film this while I'm going. But you take this guy, put it in here. Give me a second. Okay, so you put that guy in there like that. Wind it down. All the way down. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so that at the moment is like its tightest setting. But I usually like to start there when I'm putting them on. And then this guy, whoops, goes on over top like that. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our adjuster. So it's got these sort of like slots. So the slots go on this side, and the other slot goes on this side. And what this allows it to do is when it's on the car and this spins, it makes more space here, and it extends out the brake pad and gives you more room, or it gives you less room, I guess, and tightens it up. So anyway, I like to put them on loose at first and see how that works, and then make them bigger as required. Okay, so just let me get things set up here. I'm going to try and get a tripod set up so that I can show you how to put this on the car. Okay guys, so before I put it on the car, I'm going to put this guy in. But before I do that, I'm going to grease him up. I'm going to put some, I don't know if you can see that, anti-seize on here first. Okay. Alright. Put some in there. Put a little bit in there. Okay. The next time you want to adjust your brakes, it won't be a huge problem. Okay. So that guy goes on there. And this one, we're just going to tighten up all the way. Okay. And then this guy goes in here. Hopefully you can see that, okay? And then this guy goes in there just like that. You'll see it fits in the slots. Okay, so next we need our new bottom spring. And actually this is pretty easy. You don't have to stretch anything. Pretty much we can just do that and then stick this guy back in. Okay. Let's try our magic tool here. See how that goes. So the idea is you put it together, put the one side in, grab the hook, and then whoop, pull it over. Might be easier on the car. I think this one is easier to put in just by hand. Okay. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to film this in a way that you can see it. So I got the spring in. Now I'm going to kind of try and get this guy in. Okay, there we go. Oop, I almost had it. There we go. Okay. So, once that's together, just like that, so we have our spring in the two holes. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then we have our adjuster here. So the adjuster, I'm going to put at the lowest setting, but if you need to push them out, you can always turn it this way, okay? All right. So that's step one. Step two, we're going to gently put that on the car and try and make sure this stays in place. The other thing I wanted to note here is that, see how this is rounded? That's your bottom part, in case you didn't remember when you took it off. The square part is at the top, okay, and the rounded part goes on the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna get up to the car here. Whoop. Okay, so hopefully I can do this without destroying what I just did. Slide it on like that. Okay, good. So the next thing we need to do is grab our little piece here, okay? So the way this works is your brake line pulls it this way in order to actuate it, and then the spring pushes it back, okay? So make sure when you're putting this in, okay, it goes on this is the passenger side, it goes in that way. If we were on the other side of the car, it goes in the other way. But anyway, when you see on the back where your brake cable is, it has to hook into there, okay, like that. Okay, so let's get this in here. Okay, so there's a little slot that goes through there underneath this piece that slides into, and hopefully you can see it here. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. Okay, there's a little, let me see. Okay, right here there's a little slot, okay, and there's also a slot on the underside of the brake shoe that it's going to fit into there on both sides, okay? So we want to get it into those slots, all right? Okay. So hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. I'm going to mess around here and try and get it in. Okay, it's usually not too bad since I don't have the top spring in. Okay, and there we go. Okay, we're in. So this should sit like this when it's done. Oop, you can't see from my hands, but it should sit like this when it's done. So those are in here, are in those two grooves, okay? And then this sits just sort of flush with this top part, okay? And actually, I forgot to grease up behind it before I put this stuff on. So I'm gonna just do that right now. Luckily, I have my brake lubricant there. So all these high spots here are where the brake, you'll feel them back here, they're like little nubs. It's where the brake shoes are gonna sit on. Just give them a good working with some brake lubricant, and it doesn't hurt to lube up this part here too. All right, and let me just get the other side. Okay? So that'll just help them slide better in the future. All right, so here comes the moment of truth. So last time I put the top spring on first and kind of used the brakes to lever it into place and then put the bottom part on. This time I'm doing it backwards, or not backwards, but the right way, because I have the special tool. So I think I might try and put pins in first. Okay, so the way these work, this pin goes in like this, and then it goes through the eye and into the pinhole. Okay, so I think I might try and put both pins in and then try and put the spring in last. I'm just going to put you on pause for a second here because I need an Allen key for these guys and I don't have, oops, sorry, I need an Allen key for these guys and I don't have one. Hopefully you can see that, but I forgot to clip the brake line on and I'm not going to be able to do it with the spring in. So I'm going to take the spring off, put that back on, put the spring on again, and get back with you to just double check that the rotor's working okay. Okay, so this is going to be kind of hard for you guys to see, but let's see if I can move it over a bit. Can you see that? There's a hole on this side that goes through the brake shoe, and there's also a hole in the backing shield. So you can use an Allen key, but I find you don't get enough leverage. So I've got a socket with an Allen on it, and then I can really get a good sort of grip on it. Okay, so the end of this, you can see one side is flat and one side is like a rectangle, so it's like a key. So the hole in the back is up and down rectangle, so I want to put it in and turn it like a key and it'll lock into place. Okay, so let's hopefully, I'm going to start with this side because it tends to be easier to see. Oop. I had it. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I got this side in. All right. So I'm going to put the second side in. So again, you get your spring, get your piece, and make sure you know which way's up. So when my ratchet is sort of this direction, then I know it's straight up. So let's hope I can get into this one okay. The other one's easier because there's nothing behind it and you can see daylight through it. This one you got to kind of feel around a bit. Okay, so let's see here if I can find it. It'd be great if I got it right off. Oh, there it is. Turn it. Oh, I didn't get it. There it is, I think. No. There it is. Okay, got it. That's a bit tricky. So you got to push in with your Allen key or ratchet. My other ones had a Phillips head on it, so it's a little bit easier. But push in, and then when you get it through the hole, you got to turn it. And then it locks, okay? So these are nice and locked. So here's the hard part. Getting the top spring in, okay? So it has quite a bit of tension, so it's really, really hard. All right, so this is my kind of first time using this tool. So bear with me. So that guy got to go in here. Oop. Put it underneath. Okay. And then got to grab a hold of it with the hook. Okay, so I got it with the hook. And then now I can stretch it over and hopefully get it in without destroying my brakes. Let's try and find something I can grab onto. Okay. Almost. Oh my God, that was so much easier than yesterday. Okay. There we go, it's in. Wow. That took me like 2 hours yesterday with a pair of pliers. So, lesson learned, $10. It's totally worth this tool. Okay? So, now we've got our top spring in, we've got our bottom spring in, and if we're lucky, when we put this on, okay, so far so good. Okay guys, so here we go. Let me get some light in there. Got the spring back on, got the if you can see back here, I got the brake cable back on, and you can see my wheels move okay. They're not locked. Everything works good. So anyway, that's how you do it. It is easier with the tool, but you know, the second time I tried to do it, it wasn't as easy as the first time, I will tell you that. So anyway, it takes a bit of trial and error, a bit of experience, but it can be done. Anyway, I'm going to put the rest of this back together. Before I put the tire on and everything, I'm going to pull the emergency brake and just test that it actually does lock up like it's supposed to. And that's it. So hope I helped somebody. If you like the video, give it a like, give it a help other people find it. The more likes it gets, the higher it gets ranked on Google. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them below, and if I know the answer, I'll try and help you out.